What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Teaches Teaches. If you're here, it's most likely because you recently bought or are thinking about buying a Fifine wireless audio transmitter and receiver just like this. The problem is, this doesn't have a shoe mount to be able to attach to your camera. Today we're going to talk about a solution that I found.
Hello, is this thing on?
What up, everybody? I'm Tony Sanchez, aka Teaches, and welcome to Teaches Teaches. This channel is dedicated to me teaching you, the average Joe or Josette, how to do everyday, ordinary, basic dumbass that your dumbass should already know. If you recently purchased one of these, you probably realize it's a great deal, right? Like right now, this thing on Amazon is probably going for about $45 to $50. The problem is you probably got it and realized it isn't going to work as well as I thought it was, because maybe you can't mount this to a shoe mount and you really don't know where to put it once you do plug it into your camera. Well, guess what? It actually is pretty good because, for one, this is actually a really super budget-friendly way of getting wireless audio into your camera, unless you're looking to buy a Sennheiser, which if you can afford it, that's wonderful. But if you're watching this, you're probably on a budget. And so this is a great audio system. The problem is, well, the build is not as great, and also it doesn't come with a shoe mount to be able to add to your camera. So when I first bought this, it worked really well, but I was kind of struggling to figure out exactly where I was going to put this thing, because unfortunately what happens is you end up plugging into the camera, and then what do you do with it, right? It kind of hangs off to the side of the camera, which for one doesn't look professional if you're trying to do something and actually get paid for it. And on top of that, it could be distracting for your subject, right? So if they're already focused on looking at the lens and then they got this thing hanging off to the side. So today let's talk about a super budget friendly solution that I found where you don't have to tape this or you don't have to have it hanging. All right, so the item I'm talking about is this super budget friendly phone tripod mount. Actually, it's made by Ulanzi, and I'll actually put a link to that in the description down below. This item is perfect for this. One, it saves you from having to zip tie or tape your wireless receiver and transmitter onto your camera, but also it looks much better, right? And I'm going to show you exactly how you can attach this. So this is actually meant for a phone, and it's awesome because you hit a little button right here and it expands super wide. You can actually fit an entire phone on there. And then when it closes up, it's got these rubber pieces that'll hold that nice and tight. And then the key is, you hear that little click? It's important to make sure that it clicks down onto whatever you're holding so that it's nice and sturdy. And I'll show you exactly how sturdy that is. All right, so the camera we're going to be using today is just Canon M50, but any camera that has this shoe mount on top will work. So the way this would work is you take this Ulanzi adapter and you put it on here like so. And you can put it really on here anyway. You can have it this way so that the phone faces the other way, or if in this case, the wireless receiver will face that way. I like to face it this way so that it's facing toward me. You slide that right into that slot there for the shoe mount. Tighten that up. Now you have a nice support stand for this wireless receiver. Now the trick with this particular receiver is it has this design, which seems really cool because it holds the batteries down in the bottom here. But the problem is that this design also only leaves you very minimal spots that you can actually put it. Because if we look at the top of this, we have this antenna that happens to be right in the way here that you have to make sure you have enough room to be able to pull that out in case your subject is a little bit further away. And then also if you look at the bottom side here, you've got this angle here, so you can't really put it on there. And then if you look at this other side here, this is a nice flat spot here, but it's got the light, the power indicator there, and then it's got the on and off button here. So where do you put it? Ideally, the spot I found that works best is right here, just alongside where this antenna is. There's just enough space there. And on the other side here, it's nice and flat. So that seems to be the most ideal place to put this receiver onto that adapter. What you want to do, again, is just select this button here. And if by holding that in, it expands it to its widest point. And then we want to have that antenna out already so that we can make sure we have just enough clearance, and we're going to pull it down. So remember, the trick is to hear that little, there you go. Now, once you hear that click, you know it's in there nice and tight, and that's not going to go anywhere. And the reason why I have it like this and facing this way is once we put the wire on here, we're going to be able to connect that right onto the camera. So this particular receiver comes with this connection. It's a 1/4 to 1/8 inch adapter. And remember, you need a TRS to go into these cameras, not a TRRS. The TRRS has 2 rings on there. This one only has 1. And those are the kind that'll work with cameras, such as this Canon M50. The TRRS, which has the 2 rings on there, are for phones. And the new Fifine that they sell on Amazon actually comes with both of these for a camera just like this, and will work for a phone as well. So the reason why I face it this way is this Canon camera happens to have the audio mount on this side. And once we pull that off of there, we can plug that right in. So now we have a much better and more professional looking setup. As you can see, this adapter is mounted right onto the shoe mount there. It's not going anywhere. And the wireless receiver is mounted right onto the adapter with plenty of space for this antenna to extend there. I would recommend, if you happen to buy one of these, they sell these adapters that have the coiled springs, such as this one here that I have on this microphone. That works a little bit better because it's a little bit neater, and then when you extend it around, you don't have that very tight feel like this is here. It's just kind of tight. It works, but it's a little bit tight, and so you don't want this part here from, over time, it's kind of a little pressed there, and you don't want those wires inside to be damaged. So I would recommend, if you can find this with that little coiled extension piece on there, that'll probably work a little bit better. But as you can see, that looks much better. And I have this microphone out here just to kind of show you guys that this adapter is really cool because it has this plastic shoe mount up here. So if you want to add something on here, like an extra light or anything like that, or if you want to put a microphone in here, like say you want to vlog or anything like that, and you don't want to use that in-camera audio, you can certainly have that set up like that, and it still looks pretty good. And you can also, if you have an interview on your subject or anything like that, your setup is still really, really nice. You're probably not going to use this like this because this is already a wireless receiver and this only has one input for this. But if you had to, for some reason, quickly switch out, if someone had the wireless receiver on one end and they were speaking and you need to quickly switch out if someone was speaking right in front of you, you certainly have the option of being able to switch that out and plug that right in. And you have that option. I doubt you'll be doing that. You'll most likely use more receivers, but the cool option is that this little adapter really is what sets this whole thing up, so that you have the ability to set this thing up, and then on top of that you can mount something right on top of it, such as a light or an additional microphone. Another really cool feature is it's actually made for a phone. So if you ever had a camera that didn't have a display like this but had the ability to output the video on this, you can use it as almost like an extra monitor, and then you could have it like this, so you can actually see the entire screen of whatever it is that you're capturing on your camera on here. This particular Canon M50 has the ability to project out with its Wi-Fi and the Canon app to be able to see on the app itself whatever it is your camera sees. So now if I want to set up where I want to be able to have a monitor on here, I want to be able to have a microphone, I can do all that just with this little adapter here. Now certainly you can do that with a cage, but a cage is certainly much more expensive than this Ulanzi adapter. So that has been my review of this Ulanzi adapter. Again, I'm going to put the link in the description down below. If you have one of these, this is a perfect solution for you. And again, it works for more than just this. You can actually use it with your phone, as we talked about in this video. I hope you got some benefit out of this. I hope this helps you out. I think everyone should have this in their bag. I mean, why not? For 12 bucks, even if you buy it, you throw it around, it's not going to break. It's just a little piece of plastic that you can use, but has so many practical functionalities to it. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. Keep watching. Hit that notification bell to get more videos. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Teaches Teaches.
Anywho, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tippy type away, man. What was that? Oh, we have a little more time. Ooh, do a little thing. Make a little love. Subscribe tonight. Subscribe tonight. Do a little dance.